everyone, today we are here to convince you all that Sydney is a wonder of the world. Today, yeah. As you can see, we are going to talk about the Sydney Harbour Bridge, the ANZ Stadium and the Sydney Opera House. I'm going to talk about the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The bridge carries 8 lines of road traffic and it's the broadest bridge of the world. The view of the bridge, the harbour and the nearby City Opera House is the specific image of Australia and Sydney. They call the bridge. The bridge is nicknamed the coat hanger because of its design. The bridge was designed by a British man and built in 1932. Yeah. You can compare the total weight of the bridge with 53,000 elephants, so you can say that's a pretty impressive construction. Yeah, I hope I convinced you all of the bridge, and if not so, I will let Justin do the rest.
Yes, like Finn said, we are going to talk about the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I'm going to talk a bit about the history. In 1815, a guy named Francis Greenway wrote a letter to the government, and he said that they needed a bridge to connect the northern and the southern shore with each other. The government said that wasn't needed, so the proposition was kept away, but the idea remained still alive. Then finally in 1900 they said they really needed a bridge, and they made a kind of competition for a design for the bridge. So there came in a lot of ideas. Some of those ideas were for a floating bridge, but then finally the idea came for just a bridge like that, and that idea remained. Finally in June 1931, the bridge was completed and was opened for the big audience in 1932. They opened the bridge by cutting a ribbon on the southern end. Even during its building, its construction, the bridge was a big tourist attraction, and even now it's also a big tourist attraction because you can walk over the bridge, like you can see on that photo over there. The walk is about 200 steps, and the people who do this need a live wire because they will not fall off the bridge. It starts at the eastern end of the bridge and goes to the top. The tour takes 3.5 hours of journey. When on top you have a very beautiful view, and I hope these facts already have convinced you to take Sydney as the wonder of the world. this is a firework.
Today I will talk about the Australia Stadium, or also known the ANZ Stadium, but now the name has changed in the Ulster Stadium. The stadium was built to hold the Olympic Games in 2000 in Sydney, and also for the 2003 rugby final. The stadium was built to hold 110,000 people. But in 2003 they expanded the wings, like you can see here, and now the stadium became a little bit smaller, but it stays the second biggest stadium in Australia. They play 5 different sports in the stadium: soccer, rugby, football, international rugby, and cricket. The stadium is the home base of the Canterbury Bulldogs. That's a rugby team in Australia. ACDC already played 3 times in the stadium, and U2 played 2 times in the stadium, and the whole stadium was sold out. So it's pretty good for the stadium. And the stadium cost about $690 million, so that's pretty expensive for the stadium. Now I will show a little movie about the concert of U2 in the stadium. ACDC. You can see how big the crowd is. So there fits a lot of people in the stadium, so that also makes it one of the biggest stadiums in the world ever built.
Okay, I will talk about the Sydney Opera House. It is building for opera and other music in Sydney. The idea for this opera house was from international competition for architects. The plan to build this opera house was in 1955. The winning plan came from Dane Jordan Elson, this man, who had made a spectacular show pattern. The Sydney Opera House is made of concrete, tiles and pressed concrete. The constructions made some problems, but then two years later it eventually went through. The Sydney Opera House was opened in 1973 by Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen of Australia. The Opera House is situated on Bellingham Point, next to the Harbour Bridge. It not only contains opera, but also 3 other concert halls, restaurants and bars. It became also a symbol of Sydney, and it was nominated in an election of the 7 modern wonders of the world. I will show you a little black from the bronze one.
Australia's Sydney Opera House, one of the greatest design concepts ever conceived. A shape so complex that it nearly can't be built. A construction process on the very edge of impossible. But the history of this building is more than one of concrete and steel. It is the story of a broken dream, a fallen hero,